So now, how do you? One thing you are going to do here is to configure the API where you are going to be getting your data from, and also configure the payment gateway where you'll be receiving payment from your customers. Now, if you look at this account now, you will see that it has balance of 4,200. The balance of all is, you can see it. This is where the API is connected to N3T data, and the user has been using 3,800 user wallet as of today. This is as of today. To be updating the users, the users account, those that have found their wallet as of today now is 3,800. So you can see, so the referral 1 naira, somebody refers somebody and it receive 1 naira. So these are the transactions that has go through. Now you can see the subscribers, 94 subscribers and 24 referrals. So now what we want to do here is this, is to configure this the API for the network where we are going to get our our data, airtime, all these features from. Now, if you click on API setting, if you click on API setting, the first thing you meet is general, airtime, data, and wallet. You can see it. We have general. Under the general, this is what we have here: the cable API key, the cable TV API key, the electricity API key, the exam API key, and all the likes. And under airtime, under airtime, under airtime, you see the API key MTN, Airtel, Glo. So what we are going to do is to get the API for all these things. How do we get this API? If you observe, we use N3T data. N3T data is the API I use. We have a lot of APIs here. You can use any one you want here from all these API companies that give very low data and airtime. So now, N3 data is the one I used for this website. You can see it very well, and this is the API key. Under general setting, once you get the API key, this API key, you can see it. Once you get the API key, you will paste it to everywhere you want to sell. Under general now, I want to sell DSTV, GoTV. I'll put the API key here. You can see it. I'll paste it here, and then I'll select the API I want to use, which is N3T data. I'll paste it here. I'll select. So everything, you are going to paste the API key in this section where you requested for the API key. Now, on the airtime also, you do the same thing for airtime. Once you click on airtime, you do for MTN. This is MTN. You put all the APIs and you select the API name, which is N3T data. On Airtel also, you will also choose Airtel. Click on Airtel and put the API key and put the name. You choose the API provider. You choose it. Same with Glo. Same with Etisalat. So the same thing goes for data. The same thing goes for data. Once you click on data, you can see it MTN data. You choose the API key, API provider, and you put the API key. Same thing goes to Airtel. You click on Airtel, you click on Glo, and paste it there one after the other. Same thing goes to wallet. Once you click on wallet, you will see the API. You say wallet 1 API provider name. You will type it. You can see it is what you will type. N3T data. Then you put the API key. You choose the API provider. You can see it. So the same thing goes to wallet 2. If you want to use different wallets for different APIs, but I'm using a single API provider. So that's the reason why you are seeing only N3T data here. So now you paste the API key here. So that is how to input your APIs from the providers that give you low data, low airtime, low airtime price, low data price. So after that we are done, then we go to Monified. You click on Monified. If you have registered with Monified and have account with Monified, you will put your Monified account into on. You can see this one now. The Monified activation is off. You can see it, it's off. So if you put it on, that means you will need to provide your um modified API key, modified secret key, modified contract address. You will input it here. You go to modified, Google modified, search for modified, register with them, submit all the documents they ask you to submit. Once you are approved, go to setting on your modified account, go to API or any other one, you either use setting or API, you will see the modified API key, modified secret key and contract address. Scroll down, you get all the details, copy it and paste it here. Very simple as that. So once you are done, if you are not giving modified or modifier have not approved you, please and please put this thing modified activation, put it off. Wema Bank activation, put it off. Money Point Bank activation, put it off. Sterling Bank activation, put it off. Fidelity Bank activation, put it off and update it. Please and please put it off. Now, the last thing we are going to do is the Paystack setting. I usually advise my customers or clients to register with Paystack because Paystack approve business or instantly. Even within 24 hours, your account is activated when you submit your um, uh, document. Now, what do we need in this Paystack API setting? We need Paystack API key, which is the what? The secret key. Live, you can see it live, not test. Secret key underscore live underscore the keys. Then the wallet top up charges. How much do you want to be charging for anybody that top up? Like if you want to top up 100 naira now, 1.5 will be, the person will be credited with 97 naira, 0.5 naira. You understand now? So all the charges that Paystack will be charging you, so you'll be the one charging your customers. So you can see the Paystack activation on. See the Paystack activation on. It's not off, it's on. So this thing is activated. Now, how do we register Paystack? Let me quickly go to that. You go to your paystack.com, paystack.com, paystack.com. You can see it, paystack.com. You go there. What you will do is what? Click on create account, create a free account. Create a free account. Your country is in Nigeria. Put the business name here. Put your name here. Put your name here. Put your email here. Put your phone number here. Put your password here. Then, what type of business do you own? Choose starter business because you are not a registered business. You are a starter business. You understand? Click on starter business. Are you a software developer? If you are a software developer, choose yes, I am. If you are not a software developer, choose no, I am not. Then click agree. Then click create. After you create, they will send you information to your Gmail. They will ask you to activate your account. You click on the link, activate your account, then you submit all your documents, then it gets approved. So once you submit all your documents, you log into your account here. This is my account. I'm using my account as an example. You log into the account, your account here. You scroll down to where we have setting. You can see this setting. you scroll down to where we have setting. You scroll down to where we have setting. So once you click, you choose API keys and web hooks. Now you can see live secret key because they have approved my account. That's the reason why you are seeing live secret keys here. You have text also here, so I will not be using the text secret key. I'm using live because I want to be receiving payment in my account. The live secret key, then the live public key. This is what we need. This is what we need. Live secret key. The live secret key. Click on this to copy it. Click on it on that eyes. Click on that eyes at the front to copy it. Put your password. Click continue. Copy it. Copy it. You can see copied. Go back to your website. Paste it here. Can see it. Paste it here. Then you update. Very simple as that. Now, if we are done with that, that means we are done with the payment session. Now, how do we get this our API keys from the um from the vendors that give a very low data price and airtime price, very low, at a very low cheap price? How do we get this entity data? I'll be using this entity data as an example. We have a lot of APIs providers. You can search them on Google and register with them and test it on your own website. But as of this video, I'll be using entity data. So how do we get this API key? Now, I'll go to entity data website. I'll register with them. I'll log in and I'll get my API key. Very simple as that. Now, let's quickly go to entity data website. You can see this is entity data. Sign into entity data. I've registered with them already. Then I've registered with them. I have details with them. So I will just log in. If you are registering, just click get started. You register with them here. Register with them here. Well, I have already registered with them. I have account with them. So you can see it. So now this is my account with them. You can see this is my account with them. So how do you get the API key? They won't give you, once you log in with them, they won't give you API key. They won't give you API key. But there's a process whereby you get the API key. Now, if you remember, I log in with my username and my password. I log in with my username and my password to this entity data. There is a website where you are going to generate your API key from this entity data only. Other API provider give direct API key on their own website, but on this entity data, there is another way we use to generate our own API key. Now, this is the website. I want you to look at it very well. That's the reason why I move closer. This is the website, base64encode.org. You go to base64encode.org. Once you get here, it said encode to base64 format. Simply enter your data, then push the encode button. What you are going to put here is what? Your username, can we see it? Your username of entity data. Then you put double column. I believe you can see it. Your username of this website, entity data. You can see it. This entity data. The username, you will put it here on your base64 code encode.ng. You put your username and the password. You put your username and the password. username double colon password. Please don't forget username double colon password. Then you scroll down, don't do anything, click on encode. Click on encode. Once you click on encode, the result that comes here, the result that comes here is what you copy and come back to this your website, paste it here. Paste it in all where you want to use the API of N3T data. Paste it in where and you choose N3T data. That is the end of API configuration and payment configuration. Lastly, I want us to look at on N3T data. I'll be using N3T data as example. Now, if you now want to put your price, you are getting, let's assume now on N3T data now, we are buying airtime. Let's look at the price. Let's click on price from N3T data. You can see this is the N3T data. This is the N3T data. So now let's look at this data plan. MTN SME is of 500 meg is 110 naira. SME 500 meg is 110 naira for 1 month, which is MTN SME. And on your own website, how do you get it? You go to your website, you click on services. You click on services. We have airtime discounts. You can check your airtime and adjust it here. You can check your electricity bill and adjust it here. You can check your exam pin, recharge card, cable TV. You do your own on yourself, but I'll just use example of one for you here in this video. Now on data plan, click on data plan. Click on manage. Now if you look at this now, the first thing that comes is what? 500 meg MTN SME 30 days, which is 1 month. Plan is 1. Price is 110. User 125. That means if anybody comes to your website, the price they will be getting it is 125. And you, from here, you are getting it at what? 110. Can you see? So agents will be paying 119. Vendor will be paying 119. Do you understand now? So now, how do you now configure it? Your own may be different. This website is already configured already. So that's the reason why you are seeing the price. I'm getting it at 110 and the user 125. So how do you configure it? You will click on this edit. If you want to add, if you don't see anything here, you can delete everything that you find here and add your own. This is add new. Now let me cite example. You click on add new. The network is what? MTN. The name is what? 500 meg. 500 meg. Now, the data type is what? SME. The plan ID. You go back to where you are getting the price from. The plan ID is, this is the plan ID. I'm using N3T as an example. This is the plan ID. You can see it. This is the plan ID. The plan ID is what? 1. Abi? We copy the 1. We go back to our website. You put the plan ID 1. Duration in days is how many? 30 days make 1 month. Maybe 31 days if you want to give them 31 days, but mostly it's 30 days. Now the price I'm getting it, what's the buying price? You can see what's the buying price I'm getting it 110. Now I'm getting it at 110. Now what is the user price? What's the price I'll be giving them? I can give them 130 sef. The agent will pay. Somebody that registered for agent or vendor, they will pay 1,000 or 15 or 2,000 to become vendor or agent. You understand? The agent will be I can use 126. The vendor also can be 126. So it depends. Then you click on add plan. Very simple as that. So that is how to configure your services. Once you log into this session, you click on services, then you click on data plans, you click on manage under data plan. Then once that is done, then all these things you see here, if you don't want it, if you are using entity data and it's not corresponding, kindly check plan ID, network, plan type, plan name, amount. You input it accordingly. This is MTN. This is MTN. You can see it goes to 45. We have MTN, we have Glo, we have we have Glo, we have Etisalat, we have Airtel, we have different. And same goes with the GoTV, DSTV. You can see their plans. You can see we have DSTV, we have DSTV, we have GoTV, we have StarTime. So as much as you want, we have the WAEC, we have the NECO, the electricity bills also are here. You can see it. So these are the plans ID. Don't forget, plan ID, choose them if you are using entity data. If you are using all other network provider also, which is the API providers, they have their own plan ID. If you use a wrong plan ID with your configuration here, anybody that buy airtime or data from your website, it will not go through because you are using a wrong plan ID. The plan ID is not signal to where you get your where you get your API provider from. So please note, these are the way you are going to set your. If you log into your own, you can delete everything that is here, delete everything and do it from scratch. If you are using entity data, let me add this one to it. On MTN is normal. Once you choose Airtel on entry, because the network failed, so there is a connection in between them. Airtel is Glo. Glo is Airtel. Glo is Airtel. Nine Mobile. Airtel is Glo. Glo is Nine Mobile, and Nine Mobile is Airtel. You understand? So that is another thing. If you are changing, you can make test it for yourself and see how it works. You can delete everything and do your own from your own end. I think this video will help you. Number one, to help you to configure the API of your own choice, the payment gateway of your own choice, and lastly, to configure your services. Because if you don't configure the services here, there is no way you can be able to sell data or airtime to someone.